Yeah. So, Vanguard zombies. Um, this is happening in 2023. Yup. Who saw this one coming? Because I sure didn't. Now look, we all love to meme on Vanguard zombies, but it is still part of the zombies discography. So every now and then, there's an itch that does need to be scratched, and today just so happens to be that day. I also didn't really have much of a plan going into this video as to what I wanted it to be about. I knew I was going to try and get to around 50 with something, so that's kind of just what I did. Shinonuma is the only map worth playing in this game, so that's exactly where we're headed. It is also insane to me that a map that was originally released 14 years ago is the best content we have in this game. A game that was released 12 years after Shinonuma. Let that sink in. 12 full years after Shinonuma came out. It's back. Like, what the hell? Oh my god. Anyway, I loaded in with my combat shotgun and got to work. And I know, before anyone asks, yes, the Einhorn is good, but the combat shotgun is better, which I know is going to rattle all you crutch Einhorn users, but you know I'm right. First few rounds, for some reason, I just flat out refused to leave spawn. I knew the shotgun was good enough to allow me to do this, but quite frankly, the Shinonuma spawn room isn't exactly the most comfortable room to stay in, which did worry me, but I made it work. That was until round 6 when I began to get overrun and decided to leave and save myself from some early game embarrassment. From leaving spawn, there's about 5 different things that I can begin working on, from getting my perks and leveling them up, to getting my Covenants or the Wonder Wafer, but for me my priority was getting Pack-a-Punch opened, which at the beginning of round 9 we did, and I also got the combat shotgun upgraded to the Gut Shot, which I think is a great name for a Pack-a-Punch shotgun. The following round I made my way over to another of the perk locations where I found Speed Cola, which I then proceeded to put all my focus into leveling for whatever reason. And for those of you who maybe never played Vanguard, perks in this game work very differently as you have to buy them each 4 times, a bit like the Pack-a-Punch system over the years. Just this time each perk tier you buy, it goes up by 2,500 points. So the first one is free, the second one is 2,500 points, the next is 500 points, so on and so forth. So to max out a single perk, you end up spending 15,000 points, which now I say aloud is probably why they never added any new perks to Vanguard, considering there's already 5 of them, which 75k to upgrade. All perks. Jesus Christ, what were they thinking when they made this game? Oh my god. As I was leveling my Speed Cola, I also decided to start building out my Covenants. And the first one I bought was Critical Expertise. This basically makes every body shot you hit have a chance of a crit hit, which actually works great with a shotgun. I will say as well, Vanguard did a lot of things very poorly, but in my opinion, the one thing they did extremely well was the Covenant system. As someone who loves and plays a lot of RPG style games outside of Call of Duty, you know, some of those games being Destiny and the Borderlands series for instance, playing those games I have come to love the way you can build out your characters to specify how you play the game. For example, in Destiny, I main the Hunter class, and I have 2 separate builds I like to play, one being very heavily melee based and the other leaning into super damage and overall DPS. Having the ability to craft something like that allows those playstyles is honestly perfect for me. With the Covenant system in Vanguard Zombies, you can do similar stuff. Obviously, it's nowhere near as in-depth as it is in other games, but the foundations are there. For example, I run the Frost Blast upgrade. It slows, freezes, and damages enemies over time. With the Covenant system, I could then pick out certain upgrades that will synergize with my field upgrade, such as Cold a Week, which increases damage against enemies affected by frost. You could then also take Cryo Freeze to synergize that further and have multiple ways to proc that extra damage. And I know there are people out there that will look at this and go, "Oh, but I just want to shoot zombies and progress through the rounds like it's still 2011, which is fine, but it's not 2011 anymore, and the next installment of Zombies won't be until 2024. And what I'm basically trying to say here is Vanguard may hold a lot of L's, but the Covenant system is not one of them. And if it were to return in the future of Zombies, I would be a very happy human, because I think this is something zombies needs just to keep things fun and exciting going forward. But anyway, with that out of the way, I kept grinding out the rounds. I added Deadshot to my Covenants and also maxed out Speed Cola and Quick Revive. I've also got to say, this shotgun is nuts. It's actually insane. It's round 20 and I've got myself Stamina, which I fully upgraded. And you might notice I've upgraded a lot of other things except the shotgun. At round 20, with just a tier 1 Pack-a-Punch, tier 1 Deadshot, it was obliterating all of the zombies. I also didn't have the fake Deadshot perk, you know, the flat damage buff perk that's yellow. I hadn't even bought that yet. And yes, I don't remember the name of it, just leave me alone. One negative I have though is on round 23. I bought a fully upgraded combat shotgun from the war for 25,000 points. Only to then realize you can't equip your own blueprints to it like you can in Cold War. Now, either you can equip your own blueprints, or you can, and it's the most difficult thing in the world to figure out, or it's super easy to figure out and I'm just an idiot. And for my sake, I really hope it's the former. Now, losing all of my points to a mistake like that didn't really bother me too much, as the next round I got enough cheddar together to get my second upgrade for the shotgun. It may not have been a tier 3 upgrade, but it was an upgrade nonetheless. From here on, I also decided to focus my attention on getting my final 2 perks upgraded, one being Jug, that I opted to neglect for some reason, and the other being the totally not Deadshot perk. Jug was the first to get some upgrades, and then at the beginning of round 26, I'd bought the fake Deadshot perk, which I have discovered is actually called Diabolical Damage, which is an awful name, so I'm sticking to fake Deadshot. Finally, after a few risky rounds of training in a very uncomfortable area, both of my final 2 perks were fully upgraded, and now all I had to do was point and click, which, unsurprisingly, this gun was incredible at. Pretty much every enemy that spawned in was dead within a matter of seconds. This shotgun is so good. It was even capable of taking down the Sturmkriegers in just a few shots, and it was only about to get better. Round 31, I got my third and final Covenant, being Unholy Ground. And this makes it so your damage is greatly increased when standing still. And yes, I know, standing still. One of the big no-goes in zombies, but trust me, this Covenant is the tits. On round 32, I got my last Pack-a-Punch upgrade, and I was now able to deal over 12,000 damage with a single shot. Factoring in everything was working for me and everything was proccing, pretty much allowing me to one-shot every single enemy. It was honestly great. The following round, however, I did decide to switch things up a little by swapping out Critical Expertise for Death Blow, which returns 2 rounds to the magazine for every crit kill. Now, when you've got a shotgun capable of one-shotting zombies for God knows how long, and a Covenant that returns ammo per crit kill, it makes for a pretty great time, as I now had infinite ammo. Like, straight up, I never needed to reload. Like, I didn't mean that. I was now able to take on full rounds of zombies with ease, whilst never losing a single round of ammunition. And people say Cold War zombies is too easy. In fact, from now on, all I did was shoot zombies and run around in a circle. I started this run with the intention of using anything and everything to end up only using a single shotgun the entire time. Simply down to just how good the weapon is. Even once I crossed into the 40s and I was closing in on that round 50, this gun just didn't care. If it was an enemy, it was getting blasted. However, it was all groovy until round 50. The exfil became available, so I of course went over and began the exfil sequence. Kill 35 zombies in 2 minutes. You know, that's easy, right? Yeah, wrong. You see, I ended up losing all of my shield and all of my Frost Blast charges within the first 30 to 40 seconds, meaning I was in pretty big trouble. But I finally hit the 35 kills, and now it was time to look for the actual exfil. Of course, it spawned behind me as I run away from the area it spawns, meaning all of the zombies are now respawning in that very same area I've just left. That now means I need to run back through there when all of the zombies are respawning. And when I say my cheeks were clenched, I mean I was about to create some diamonds. I leg it over to the portal and I am panicking. I pop my Frost Blast that actually interrupts the exfil, but thankfully I get out alive with a nice, flawless round 50 run. And there you go. The combat shotgun is insane. I actually had fun playing Vanguard Zombies, and as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.